Hi everyone, this is Brad. Today we're taking a look at how you can create your own virtual tour right from your computer. And we're going to use vr.google.com/tour creator. Really cool thing to point out, this is available in Google Expeditions as long as you're signed into your Google account. We're going to select Get Started. And I also wanted to point out this video is going to be a little longer than normal just because we're going to go through and actually build a whole tour. So you can see that you can start a new tour here. Your previous ones are going to be here, and then there are some really cool templates to check out as well. But for right now, we're going to select New Tour. Something to point out is maybe, especially if you're having a class do this, maybe have your students already have the script ready to go, so all they need to do is go back and forth and kind of copy and paste as I'm doing right here. Another thing to point out, you are going to need to have a cover photo, so just make sure you have one and load it. And again, you can use this tour in Google Expeditions. Just make sure you're logged in. So now we select to create. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in Independence Hall, Chestnut Street here. Now when I select this, you're going to notice that there is a gentleman's hand here because he is holding the 360 camera. What you can do is since he's created a tour, you can actually go ahead through and see the different scenes that the person has created. Just know that here, though, that this is available and you can see the person's head, which is okay, but I wanted to point that out. But maybe you don't want to be inside Independence Hall. Maybe you want to be outside Independence Hall, and all you need to do is grab Pegman here, and you can go ahead and move it, and you're going to see. There we go. That's a pretty good scene right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select Add Scene. Now, you're going to notice that it's not exactly how I wanted it before. So I want to set my starting view. So I just drag it like this and then say, okay, set starting view. I'm going to rotate it. And again, we want to make sure to save it right here. This is what they're going to see. Now, what I'd like to do is I can go ahead in here, the location, I'm just going to type in Independence Hall. Okay, and you can put a description if you'd like to, but I'm not going to just for right now. But what I'm going to do is add some points of interest. So right here, what you can do is you can go ahead and just go ahead and put something right here. This is going to be seen later on. So what I can do is I can just grab this little bit of information, come back, my point of interest is right there, and what I can do, see how it says untitled, I can just go ahead in and we can leave it just like that. You don't have to title if you don't want to. Now the next one I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead in and just add a little bit more. So let's just add another one. Let's just put another point of interest right here. Just say add point of interest. Let's just put one, another one right up here, and I can put it in. So there we go. So if you want to just call this one about 1753, that's fine. And if you want to come back up to your previous one here, what we could do is just call Independence Hall, whatever you want to call it there. Another one, I just want to add another one here. Whoops, I added a little bit. I added a T there by mistake. Alright, if I want to add another one, which was just this fact about the clocks are not original, just found it interesting, you can go ahead in here and just add this little bit here as well, which is just kind of, again, kind of interesting. So if I drag this one, sorry about that. And here is this one, paste it in, and I'm just going to call this one Clocks. Okay, so there we go. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to select Add Scene. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go, my next one is going to be the Liberty Bell. Okay, so maybe you like this photo, maybe not. Maybe you want to move it around again, so you can certainly do that. And again, you can get some different scenes here. Let's see how this one looks. And actually, let's move this over since someone has this right available. Oh, that's a great shot right there with Independence Hall in the background. Looks great. We're going to select Add Scene. Again, we want to set a starting view, so we're going to rotate it. We want it to be right there. We're going to select Save. There we go. So you can put a description in there, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead in here and I'm just going to grab some of these interesting bits of information. All right, so let's go ahead back. Point of interest. Let's just say facts. Describe. There we go, and let's just put it. Let's just put it right there. Now, a couple more that I'd like to add. Again, having it already written makes it really pretty easy to do. That the bell was recast by John Pass and John Stowe twice. Interesting fact. And you can actually, their names will be, their names will be on there. So here we go. So I'm just going to say, Pass and Stowe. Whoops. Thanks again for your patience. All right, and let's just go one more. Just all these interesting facts here, just to have later on, especially when you are doing or running an expedition. It's great to have this. And let's just add point of interest. Let's go here and just say describe it, and just call it more facts. Okay. All right. You can see here where you can add an image overlay if you'd like to, as well as add site narration. That's totally up to you. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to add one more scene. And in this one, it's going to be the Betsy Ross house. Here it is. We're going to select it. And again, maybe it is not exactly where you'd like it. So what I'd recommend is, again, take Pegman. I'm going to put him on Arch Street here. Oops, let's move him over a little bit more. There, let's leave it right there. And I believe, looks like we just pass it. There we go. All right, so you can see that's a Betsy Ross house. So what we want to do, again, add scene. Set starting view. Actually, that's pretty good right there. Select save. And what we can do is just call this Betsy Ross house. Again, you can always go back and edit if you'd like to. And we're going to add some points of interest. We're just going to say facts. And again, you do find out some really cool stuff while you're doing this. The fact that it was built in 1740. And then down here, I just thought this was interesting. It later on turned into a tailor shop, a cigar store, and a tavern. But what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to grab this whole thing and just call it facts. Go ahead in. And again, you only have 300. So what you could do is just forget this. Moved into the building. All right, so then we can just add one more here in a little bit. So we're going to add another one. This other point of interest. So let's just finish that last one a little bit, which dealt with, I believe, this one here. Okay, let's just call it more facts. And a okay, legendary event. All right, that's fine. Let's just remove that. We don't need to add that a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are finished. So what we can do is select publish. Now, it's up to you. Do you want it unlisted or do you want the public? For right now, I'm just going to put the public. Why not? So we selected publish. Give it a little bit of time. All right, so now it is actually ready to be seen. So if you want, you could see right there that you could view the tour. So here it is. You could go ahead and share this, and you could actually see this in Expeditions. And what I'll do in my next video tomorrow, I'll show you what it looks like. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed. Take care. Bye-bye.